Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we are going to look at the graphical user interface of the term project. So we were asked to graphically design an interface with Java Swing framework, and then we are going to implement the CRUD operations using using the list and array lists to simulate a database. So firstly, I'm going to run the project and show what the interface looks like before we can come back and have a rundown of the code. And after that, we're going to test and see if the graphical user interface works as expected. Okay, so let's have a rundown test and display what the interface looks like. Okay, so here we have, so I was rooting for like a web dashboard kind of feel, so that's why I designed this. I used Java Swing extensively to come up with this design to make it minimalistic and kind of not like Swing, because Swing it's mostly known for its ugly design, so I tried to make this a little more beautiful. So here we have like a dashboard, and dashboard here we have services, technicians, maintain, orders, and active technicians. This can be used for many other things, but for this I never linked it to anything yet. We have a table that displays all the available services we have in the company. We have available technicians here as well. So we have the user list. This is a list of all technicians. So we have a customer list, all the customers, as you can see. We have a service list for all the services, and we have maintain car. So this is the main interface for registering and maintaining a car. And then we have the list to see all the maintenance ongoing. So this is what we have as the interface so far. So I'm going to exit this, and we are going to head over back to our NetBeans for us to have a rundown of the code. So basically at the start, in the main file, like in the main Java file, we have all of this. We created the lists, we declared them, and then we made all of them to be array lists. And then we're going to come back to all this create stuffs later. We have the same methods. We have retrieve services, we have backup services, and they are all stored in a file, services.dat file. Then we have the add services here that is going to add it to the array list. We have edit service, we have delete service, we have delete all services. So basically all these methods are the same with respect to what we did in the infrastructure for the term project. So it was the same code base I used, and I just had to do some modifications for it to suit the project we have right now. Okay, same thing for customers. We have the retrieve customer, backup customer, add customer, edit customer, and so on. Then we have for technicians as well, backup technician, add technicians, edit technicians, and it goes on. And we have maintenance, retrieve maintenance, backup maintenance, add maintenance, where we are adding it, we are creating a new maintenance and we are adding it to the maintenance list. We have edits, we have deletes, and we have lists. So we have all these methods here, and then we have some demo data. Remember when I ran it for the first time, you saw some things there. Those things were put there by myself because we have demo tests, and the demo test is creating those data by default. So it's not any database yet, it's just creating those data by default because this is what we said here. So let's go through from top down. We have create services, so this is going to add all of this into the service list, so we're going to have them when we run the program for the first time. We have create customers. These are all the demo customers we're going to have. The default ones, we have the create technicians. So these stars here, I was aiming to mimic like a password because passwords are not visible, so I use the stars rather. And then we have create maintenance. So this is maintenance demo data that we have. So if I'm to execute these things, we are going to have something in the terminal. Let me run this. So we're going to have something in the terminal. So coming here rather than the interface, you see we have test for class service, we have add service, and we are listing them. So we have added the services and we are listing them, and we are getting all of this data from the array list. The same thing for the customers, for the technicians, and for maintenance. So we are able to add into our list and do all of the other things. So that is good. So now we are going to head over to our interface, and we are going to try to do most of the operations. So I'm going to head over to the user list. So this is a table for all the technicians in the company. So if I click on any of these, all the input fields are populated with the data from the tables. That is okay. So let's say I want to add a new technician, and I want to put a technician with technician ID 6. Because if I put 5, it's going to be rejected. So I put 6, and I say his status is going to be available. His password is this. His name is Emre Fatu, something of this sort. His address is, let's say, Mausa. His address is Mausa, and I'm going to add new technician record added successfully. So we have a new technician called Emre Fatu. He's available. He lives in Mausa, and so the next thing we are gonna have is back to the technicians. Let's say I want to edit. If I click on add here, it's not gonna add because it's this record exists already. So here I'm going to do update. So let's say I want to update. Let's say his address is Lefkosha. I click on updates, updated successfully. So there's a little problem with the table names. I'm going to edit that before I upload the code. It shows that the names are not coherent. This password has to be here, this address has to be here, but I'm going to arrange that. But the data that is being gotten is correct, basically. So if I want to delete from here, I click on delete, and it is deleted successfully. So this table works fine. Let's come to the customer list. In the customer, I think all the table names are correct. So if I want to add a new customer 6, he's gonna be called David Barry. Let's go with David Barry like this. And Barry lives in Nicosia. Let's give him a different car number. Let's say his car number is gonna be JH65.ED. The email not important. Let's add it. New customer record added successfully. I like seeing this kind of messages. So it means that all we are doing is correct. It's okay. I cannot add him again since record exists already. So what I can do is I can edit it. Let's say he doesn't live in Nicosia. He lives in Kyrenia. So let me edit that real quick. So let's say he lives in Kyrenia. I can edit that. So update successful. You cannot update the record that is not found. So if I click on update, it tells me record not found. That is correct. So if I want to delete, sorry, David Barry, you have to go delete, and he's gone basically. And I can clear the input fields. So back to service list. Now in the service list, we have the list of all the services that we have in the company. I click on one of them. Let's say I want to add a new service, number 6. Is gonna be, the price here is gonna be like maybe 2,000 TL to install radio for Apple CarPlay, all those kind of things. Let's say I'm gonna add this service, new service record successfully added. Let's say no, it's too expensive. I want to edit the price. I'll make it like 1,200 TL. So I'm gonna update. It works, but let's say I have it already, so I'm gonna just delete it, and I'm just gonna delete, and it's okay, and I can clear what we have here, and it's fine. Okay, let me just add a new one. Install map navigation. Let me add a new one that I'm going to allow. Map navigation is going to be ID 6. I'll just give the name here, map navigation. Okay, and it's open, and I'm gonna add this new service. So quick look, let's go back to the dashboard. You're gonna see it here in the available services. We are gonna see it here. Over here we have a new service added, map navigation. Okay, now let's go to maintaining a car. Maintaining a car, what I aim for is you have your customer list over here, you have the service list, and you have a technician list here. You just select the customer for which you want to maintain his car. Let's say I want to maintain David Nelson's car, and we want to, okay, let's check the list. We have 5. So when we come over here, we are supposed to have ID number 6 that we're going to create. Now let's say we want to maintain David Nelson's car. We select his name here, his ID is gonna put here, his name is gonna be here. Let's say we want to do map navigation for David Nelson, and let's say we want to assign a technician for this. Let's say David Samuel. Okay, he's busy. Let's go with Barry Peter, he's available. So we click on 2, and we have all of these details, and the total amount is here 900 TL. So I can click on submit, and new maintenance record successfully added. Now if I go to the maintenance list, I'll be able to see maintenance ID 6 for customer 5 with service ID 6 and assigned to technician 2, and the status is ongoing. So that means that we have added a new maintenance record successfully. And if I come back to the home page, that's the dashboard, we have all the details here. And note, I can do a backup, successful backup, and I can restore, and that is it. So if I close this and I try to run it again, hopefully our backup works. So let's do a run again to see what happens. Okay, so this is what we have for the for the GUI, sorry, for our term project. So that is it. Everything works as expected.